the director of Dance in the Parks, and I'm here with Madame Peff Modelski, the most recent choreographer that's been working with Dance in the Parks. She was a former dancer with the Joffrey Ballet, American Ballet Theater, and she was in the original Broadway cast of Fiddler on the Roof with Jerome Robbins. She was also a teacher, a master teacher at Steps in New York for 30 years, and now we're lucky enough to have her in Chicago at Visceral Dance Center teaching here. She is setting a tango on Dance in the Parks this summer. We're very excited to be doing it. It's called El Diamante Tango. Would you like to tell us something about your tango?
Well, I'd love to tell you something about my tango because I look like the least likely ballet person to think tango in the world. I'm tall and I'm blonde and I have blue eyes, and you would think everything was legato. But I really love tango because it's a dance of the people. It's not a scripted dance like Sleeping Beauty or Swan Lake. So it comes from your emotions on the inside and a connection with a partner. So that's what made it exciting to set on a couple of really super dancers.
Yes, and it's really fun to do.
Oh, good.
It's a bonus.
Yes.
It's a bonus. For
you have to like the music. You have to like what you're doing as a dancer. And having done an awful lot of different kinds of styles, for me, this was a lot of fun because I thought, well, I know what these dancers can do. Let's create this design to make that happen. And to make it good theater because it shows.
Sure. And it's always nice to have a piece created on you. The custom dress is always better than off the rack.
Oh, I agree. And thinking about the dancers that I was going to work with, that just made it so easy to visualize the sections and how we were going to sew it all together. And then when the two dancers get together and they endow it with their own thing that they're bringing with it, it gets to be a really valid piece.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just steps anymore.
Yeah.
So it's great.
Well, art. You art to dance.
Creativity. So it has to constantly bubble.
That's right. All right. Well, from our Facebook fans and from some of the dancers in the company and other people, we've come up with a list of 9 questions that we're asking all of our choreographers.
Oh, good.
So our first one, what's your hometown?
I'm a New Yorker, born and bred.
In the city.
In the city. 77th Street and Park Avenue, Lenox Hill Hospital.
Great. What neighborhood of Chicago or the surrounding area do you currently live in?
I live out in the southwestern suburbs of Clarendon Hills.
What's your favorite guilty pleasure song?
Well, I think the piece of music that started my whole life as a dancer was the Lilac Fairy Variation, and I'm not ashamed to say I still love it, and I still tear up and get excited every time I hear it.
And just for those of you who may not be in the ballet world, I will say that it is one of those songs that really gets under your skin after the 300th time you've had to do it, or relearn it, or set it on other people.
Or do it in competition where you think you've never heard it before.
Yes. So the fact that after as many years as she loves it, she still loves it, saying something.
Yep, 64 years of loving this music.
It's amazing. Okay, so what was your worst side job?
I have to say that I think I'm very fortunate as a living artist in this country that I have never had any other job than that as a professional dancer and now teacher.
That is amazing in this art form. That is amazing. I'm jealous. What's your favorite non-dance activity?
Oh, well, when I'm not creating dances, when I'm not creating teachers, when I'm not creating class or repairing people, I love to do all kinds of needlework. Knitting, crocheting, kumihimo, weaving, lots of things that have to do with fiber arts.
Beautiful. Always creating.
Handwork.
Always creating.
Something has to be satisfied with me all the time.
That's right. Our next one, what's the worst advice you ever got?
Oh, wait my turn. That was the worst advice I ever got. That doesn't work.
No, your turn never comes.
No. You don't wait.
No.
Go for it.
Yes. What's the best advice you ever got?
Well, the best advice I ever got was that no matter what the hype is, no matter how much everybody's talking about what everybody else can do and who they are and all the rest of it, when it comes down to the nitty-gritty, deliver the goods.
Yeah, that's true.
That's your technique. That's your whole self. That's everything that you want to be. Deliver. Don't pretend.
That's great. What attribute do you most admire in other people?
I admire integrity and honesty. Those are very important to me, that in coming to me to make a relationship, even if it's a first hello, nobody needs to be artificial. Just use your eyes and your heart and say hello.
And our last one, what was one live live performance moment that affected you?
I was in New York. The Royal Ballet was in town. Margot Fonteyn was going to do Sleeping Beauty, and I was one of the extras who was hired. That's a whole story in itself. But I'm standing in the wings before the first act, and I'm watching Margot Fonteyn not practicing the tricks. She's practicing little steps across the stage and timing her hands and her fingers with her feet. The most delicate sewing together of musical nuance. And then when I came to see the whole performance, her tricks were amazing. But it made me realize from then on in that every step counts, every time. And it makes being a dancer exciting because you're never repeating anything, you're recreating. So it's been the basis of my dancing, it's the basis of my teaching. That everything counts all the time.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, it was lovely. I can still see it in my mind's eye. I can even smell the dye they used to dye the shoes of the characters who had colored costumes. It all comes back so clearly.
Wow.
So it was a gift from her, I think.
Yeah.
You know, her presence in our dance lives. Extraordinary.
Extraordinary star. All right, well, Madame Peff Modelski, thank you so much for answering our questions, and thank you so much for choreographing this great piece for us.
I'm delighted. It's going to be such a success. Happy summer.
It's going to be fun. Thank you so much, and thank you all for tuning in.